Hi, this is Sherry. I'm coming at you from Canyon Lake, and we're not going to be out on the water today because we've had rain, and actually we really truly have had rain, California rain, but it was pretty steady. And I really wanted to go out because as I drove by the other day on the kind of little peninsula from where I live, I noticed that the water was really high, and I thought, I want to go by the tunnel. But check it out. This is where my canoe was, and I'm praying that it's buried underneath there. But the water is up about 6 feet. The docks are like underwater. I've got chairs floating. I should probably grab my neighbor's chair. It's over there right now. I mean, I don't know, maybe the canoe's down there somewhere. But I kind of have a feeling since it was upside down on the grass that it might have just gotten lodged under with water. I'm praying, but who knows how long it'll be before we'll be able to go out on the canoe again. And actually, I had a few different totem animals that I was going to speak to us about. I had a very specific one, which I'm still going to, but I'm going to bring up the other one that I was considering too. It's interesting. My stepdaughter spoke to me the other night, and she said something about she's a massage therapist and she's doing all these things. And I said, "How could you do that?" And she says, "I'm magical. I'm like an octopus." And I said, "Ah, there it is." It was the night before. It was last night. So I thought, I'm going to be speaking about octopus. That's what I thought what my main message was. I allow spirit to bring to me the importance of the animal totems, and I'm realizing that in these readings, the messages from the totem animals are more important actually almost than the readings themselves. Not more important, but they're definitely something that we need to focus upon. They have a lot of messages for us, and looking at this out here, the sea lion was the other totem that I was going to talk about. It kept coming to me. There was a video, I posted it on my wall yesterday, and I was going to go to bed. It was like 12 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, witching hour, let's go to sleep, make my wish, and I'm going into my, lucid dreams. But I kept having these posts come up, and there was this post of this little sea lion, and these people saw it as they were out on their boat in the water, and they said it looked like it was tired, and so they slowed down, and sure enough, it came up on the boat, and it sat with them, and it was like rubbing it on this man's leg. It was like a puppy, and it wanted love so badly, and I was bawling my face off. And they said it stayed there with them for an hour. So I thought, okay, that's definitely a totem animal that I'm supposed to speak about. But then the cheetah has been coming. So the cheetah is the main focus, but I am definitely going to be speaking about this. And I'm hoping that I can remember because I did more of my research with my cheetah. So what I'm going to show you as you're looking around, I mean, think about this. I'm going to go with the seal first because I think I'm going to lose the sea lion's message. The sea lion spends their life mostly underwater, but they're up on land and underwater. They can swim very well on the surface of the water, and they can swim underwater just as well. They have very small ear openings. Okay, so first of all, that connection is that we need to be in touch with our emotions, because the water represents emotions, and it talks about going down deep because they can dive down deep into their emotional water, and it's talking about moving fluidly through our emotions. But also, they're speaking about your dreams. At the time when the sea lion comes to you, your dreams are going to be more lucid. My dreams have been insane lately. My dreams are pretty insane anyway, but they've been awesome. And so they're telling you, you can really trust what you're getting in the dreams. When sea lion appears, the things that are happening in your dream, which is the water, the dream time, the subconscious, at this time, the things that you're getting in your dreams are actually probably more likely to be happening in the physical. So that means prophetic dreaming. So pay attention to what you're getting in your dream time because it's playing out in your life somewhere that you can see. Also, the ear openings, they have little tiny holes for ears. That is focusing us on paying attention more to our inner voice than what we hear outside. So things may not be as they seem. What is it that your inner voice is telling you? Trust what you're getting with your intuition. Sea lions are they can be very playful. They're called the dogs of the ocean, and they can be very, very sweet. But during mating season, they can go from very, very sweet to very, very nasty in like seconds. My girlfriend, we were diving in Canada when I lived in Victoria. I lived in Vancouver Island. and we were talking about going, taking a trip. I can't remember where we're going out, but there was going to be a lot of sea lions, and it was mating season. And she's like, I don't know about that. She goes, last time I was out, she was in the midst of all of these sea lions, and it was mating season. And the sea lion came up to her, and it was like playing around, and she thought, oh, cool, how cool is this? It's playing with me, and it was sweet, and it was like bumping up against her, and all of a sudden it bit her leg really, really hard. It went right through her 7mm wetsuit. Because what it was doing was it was protecting its mate. It thought, here's this black covered other species that's coming near its prey. So it talks about that can ferociously be, you can go from sweet to ferocious in seconds. So it talks about protecting your romantic relationships, being very careful of others' romantic relationships. Oh, I'm losing the sea lion. It's going fast. I'm sorry. It may pop back when I'm doing the reading. I'm going to pop over to octopus, and I really don't have a lot because I wasn't going to focus on her. But the octopus, she moves very fluidly through the water, right? You see how she goes. She's just like very at ease. She's propelled by all of these tentacles along, and she goes up to great speeds in the water. So again, you're able to move through your water, your emotional waters very fluidly. She also has like a jelly-like spine, so she's able to like pull up into almost nothing and fit through little tiny openings and little holes. So it's reminding you to be flexible so that you can move through maybe emotional entanglements. It also is telling you, oh, she emits an ink like squid. They emit a black ink for camouflage, which covers them, but it's also a it's their defense mechanism. So it speaks about, do you need to camouflage yourself? Are you in a place where, for your own highest good, that you need to maybe lay a little bit low or put up a smoke screen? But it also says that maybe there's something that's actually not as it appears. There's a smoke screen going on. So look beneath the surface to see if really what you're seeing is actually valid, or if there's actually some kind of camouflage going on. Now I'm going to go back over here, and I actually wrote down some notes because Cheetah has so much to say, and there's no way. I mean, I'm not gonna fake it and tell you that. I mean, that I can recall every single message that Cheetah has for us. I have it in my head, but right when I need it, sometimes it goes fleeing. So I'm gonna. Ooh, look at this dock. I hope I don't break it going down. We're like right down in the water. Dang, what a bummer. I hope my canoe isn't gone. Such a bummer. It's not even my canoe, it's my friend's. Look at this. This also talks about, something's coming to my mind right now. I had a dream the other night, and it said, since we're talking about emotions and the water representing emotion, I got all these messages about a storm is coming, and I don't mean this like this physical storm. There's literally an emotional storm coming, and they're talking about how to prepare yourself and how to take care during this emotional storm. And in my dream, that's what I was being told. And so one of the messages I heard, sometimes I'll get a sentence. It's spoken to me. And what I heard was, when the storm comes, go to the mountain. Go to the mountain with the tablets. And I thought, okay. So I went back to sleep, and I woke up the next morning, and I'm trying to understand, what does it mean, when the storm comes, go to the mountains. Go to the mountains. So the mountains, I mean, for me, straight away, being raised, in a very religious family, I know that Moses had the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai, or Mount Horeb, whatever you want to call it. And that's where the tablets were. So he's talking about going, and it was a very, very high mountain. So it speaks about going to the mountain represents going to your higher self, your higher consciousness. It also represents going to spirit, right? Which is, in line with your higher consciousness. So they're telling me, when the storm hits, go to your higher self. Go into your higher self. And I'm looking at this water here, and it's like things have risen to the point of they've carried things away. And so what do? You go to higher ground. I'm going to come back to the sea lion. What was going on was, they saw the sea lion, and they said it looked like it was tired. It was swimming, and it was tired. It was way out in the water, and it was rough. And so what it did was, it was smart. It went to higher ground. It came on land. It came onto the boat actually and rested. It was smart. It's like, you know, don't try and go against the flow. Don't go into the storm. Don't be stupid. There's a storm raging, and you might be a great swimmer, but it's gonna wear you out. So conserve your energy. Also, what brought me to Sea Lion was my girlfriend, Lena Love. She said to me, "Hey, Sherry, does this mean anything to you?" And she showed me a picture of a sea lion on a bench. And she says, the sea lion came up and it just like parked itself on my girlfriend's bench because of the storm. And I said, yes, it's telling you to come to higher ground, stay out of the rough water, conserve your energy, go to higher ground. So when the storm comes, go to the higher mountain. All of these people, like me, I didn't know. I should have paid more attention and come and protected my canoe that I want to use all the time. But these people came. These people that have all this stuff right here, they never touch that stuff. I always use their oars actually, because they're always just like left down on the shore. They were all over the place. They never really took care of them. So I came down, all their stuff's been pulled to higher ground. They didn't want to lose what was theirs. And the ones like who weren't paying attention have lost their chairs floating along. The guy that I just spoke to over here said that they lost their paddle boat. Who knows where it is? I mean, it could be across the lake or it could be underwater. We have no idea where stuff is. So what they're talking about is be smart. And if a storm is raging, go to higher ground, which means pull back, go to safety. Camouflage, all of these are going to tie together. Camouflage yourself. Put yourself in a place of safety where you're not going to be having your emotions carry you away or wash you away or wipe things out or lose something because you're not in control of the emotion, because there's no way you're going to control this. There's nothing stopping water, right? And so it's the same with, I just thought about be like water. You know, there's another message I heard in my dream. Be like water. Be like water. Water is all consuming. Water consumes. It spreads. Water is fluid. It moves. It ebbs and flows. There's so many messages that are like flashing in my head right now. But I'm gonna go back to Cheetah, and I'm gonna let you guys. I'm just gonna kind of walk around. I wonder what would be interesting for you to look at. I'll just walk slowly and let you look. So basically, Cheetah. Cheetah says there is sacredness in tears. They're not a sign of weakness. They're actually a sign of power. So here's a message to us. Don't be afraid of your emotions. Express your emotions. Tears are cleansing. They're powerful. People that are afraid to cry are full of ego. Crying is very beneficial. It releases hundreds and hundreds of toxins from your body when you cry. It releases pent-up emotion. There's nothing wrong with crying. It's actually a sign of strength to be comfortable with your emotions. It reminds me of the deer totem that we had recently, last week actually, where it says, do not mistake a gentle man for a weak man. So it talks about those who are sensitive. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. It's actually an incredible gift to be in touch with your sensitivity. Okay, the cheetah. What do you think of when you think of cheetah? Fast, right? Fast, fast, faster. They are the fastest animal on the planet. They can go up to 60 miles an hour. And did you know that they can go from 0 to 40 miles an hour in seconds? That's how fast the cheetah is. But they're not able to keep up the pace. They can go, you know, really, really fast for a ways, but then they run out of energy because, I mean, good grief, they're going so fast. Fast as a vehicle. So the message for cheetah when it comes to you is, there's a couple of different messages that come to me. First, I'm going to give you the converse one. It might be saying to you that, you move fast, you're a quick mover and you're agile, but maybe you need to make sure where you're going. You need to be focused on your prey. You need to conserve your energy. You need to take care of your physical body. You need to take care of your emotional state and emotional well-being so that you are able to take off and go quickly at your prey once you establish where it's at and where you're going, because you're not going to be able to sustain yourself for long periods of time. There are other animals that are slow, steady, like the ox, and that are able to go for long distances, but they go slowly. And then you've got the wolf, who can go for hundreds and hundreds of miles at a pretty good clip, but nobody goes as fast as the cheetah. So clearly, when you're spending that much energy, which I obviously relate to the cheetah, that's my energy. I go fast, but I have to take care of myself. Cheetah people take naps. It's smart to take naps. I thought I was getting old, but it's because the more I'm doing the work that I'm doing, it's like expending so much energy. So I've started taking naps, and I thought, it's just the way it has to be, because I need to have the energy so that I can keep moving. And those of us who have come into this existence, this planet, under the sign of the big cats, you're going to probably resonate very well with cheetah. But I want to also tell you that all of these animals, like I said, they all come to us when we need a message from them. So they don't belong to just the cheetah people or just the big cat people. And as I said as well, often when the totem animals come to you, they become a permanent totem for you. But the cat people, we definitely will definitely relate to the cheetah, because that's, you know, one of our major people, our major animal contacts. Also, the closer that we get to our higher selves, the closer we become aligned to Gaia and the animal kingdom, the more we will relate to each and every one of these animals. And what was the other one for cheetah? Oh, the cheetah is the energy of the cheetah, just like the other big cats, is feminine energy. So when I speak about her, I'm speaking about the feminine energy, but this also applies to males. We all have the, you know, feminine energy within us, and so it's just talking about drawing on your feminine energy. Okay, I'm very intrigued by that floating piece of wood in the water right there. Okay, so the next message, so that was the message, right? Sometimes you have to slow down a little bit and pace yourself and take care of yourself. But the major message is, when cheetah shows up, it's time to make your move. They don't want any more wishy-washy, you know, pansy, you know, I don't know, you know, back and forth, and, you know, maybe a little bit later. You're a trailblazer, and they're saying, get a move on. The time is now. Time to make your move. Basically, life's too short. And a lot of times, you know, we have, people will hesitate due to fear or doubt or laziness or, oh, I'll catch it next time. And then they miss out on some incredible opportunity that's in front of them. So they're warning you, when cheetah shows up in your life, pay attention, because there's an opportunity in front of you and you want to pounce on it. You want to be ready, you want to be rested, which means get your life in line. Get what you need in order, so that you are able to move, whatever you need to do. If you have a feeling of something that's coming up, this could actually entail a physical move. So, there's a glider going right there. Do you see it? That's so cool. Right over the water. That's so cool. Okay, the loon spoke right when I mentioned that. So the glider, take it easy right now, because you're going to have to make a move really quick. That's what I'm getting. Take it easy. So that's the first message about pacing yourself and preparing yourself and get ready, because when it's time to pounce, you got to be focused and ready to roll. So that's what they're saying. Then you think about how the cheetahs are designed, their bodies. You think about their bodies. They've got these long, elongated limbs, right? And when they run, they stretch. They're designed to get maximum length in movement, or in each movement. So that's how they have been designed. So when the cheetah arrives, it's talking about your divine design. How were you designed? The cheetah, as I said, she has to be focused on her goals. So they're saying to you, focus on yourself and look at yourself and ask yourself, how am I designed? How am I designed? How am I unique? How does my uniqueness benefit me? And how could I use it to benefit others as well? It's hard for me to not focus on these. Rebirth, transformation. Look how beautiful the sky is too, you guys. Oh, man. After the storm, it's just so incredible to me. Oh, my God. Anyway, back to cheetah. She's a fast mover. How am I unique? How can I use my uniqueness to my advantage? How can I benefit myself and others? Then you think about the cheetah, the fact that she has to run so fast in such a short space of time. She's gonna have to take a great breath, right? Fill her lungs, and she's built with these big lungs so that she can draw deep, deep breaths so that she can get maximum energy when she's ready to burst, when she's ready to just like lunge out. So they're telling you, take a breath. So right now, I'm going to take a breath. Deep breath in. And as you take a deep breath in, they're asking you to focus on your expansion. Get in touch with the breath of your heart. So they're telling you about focusing on your heart center. Take a deep breath in of your heart. Focus on your heart abilities. They're talking about getting in touch and centered with the ability to express what's in your heart. Don't Hold back what it is that you're feeling, that what needs to be expressed needs to be expressed. It needs to be expressed now. And then you think about the cheetah and how they move. Have you ever seen a cheetah, like a video of a cheetah moving? Oh my God, they are so fast, but they spin on a dime. They can stop and just like completely just whip around and turn so fast. It's like, it's incredible because of the great speed that they're going. So it's talking about you remaining flexible. Right? It's talking about, are you able to adapt to the changes that are happening? Because there might be some changes coming up that are going to happen really fast. Like I said, you need to be prepared. You need to be rested. You need to have everything in line. Does that mean that you have to get things in your home organized? Does that mean that you have to take care of loose ends, tie things up? Prepare yourself for whatever's coming. Just be prepared to move is what they're saying. And be flexible and adapt to the changes that are going to happen, because perhaps they're going to be something that's going to be coming that you're not going to be aware of. You got to be able to shift your focus. You got to be able to shift yourself so that you can move forward, take advantage of the opportunities in front of you, and move to your freedom. Freedom is what's coming up to me. And then they talk about the markings of the cheetah. And you know, the cheetah's got that black eyeliner around their eyes. I just had a dream about this the other night too. I can't even believe this. I love how my dreams work for me. They prepare me for what's coming. That's why pay attention to your dreams when the sea lion arrives. Every little detail, it's taking place in your life in a physical form. And I had a dream about the markings around the sea lion, around the cheetah's eyes. And I said, it was like she had dark eyeliner on, right? And you look at a cheetah and that's what she looks like. But what it is she's actually been designed that way because she's on the Serengeti. She's got the bright sun. She's a day hunter. So she has to have, just like a football player, when they play football in the sun, they have the black markings, right? To reflect the sun so that they can see properly. They don't want to be blinded by the sun. So that's what the markings are. But also, you think about her camouflage color. Now here we go with camouflage again. And this was in my dream last night. I talked about this unique cat with this unique coloring. Pay attention to this cat. So this was clearly spirit telling me, yes, you need to focus on cheetah totem today. And it was an orange cat, but it wasn't like an orange cat. It was an amber cat that had dark markings, and that helps her with camouflage. So again, they're asking you, is there something going on in your life that you need to camouflage yourself, that you need to blend in? So that for your safety, or to make things better for you. Is there something that if you don't do that, are you making waves? You need to have things calm. Remember they told us when the great wave comes, go to the high mountain. So that's like retreat. They're asking you to retreat. So her markings is helping us, her camouflage. So when there are times that she's camouflaging, but eventually when she has to go out after her prey, she's freaking out in the open, right? She's like wide open. So when she's ready to make her move, she's going to be seen. So take the time when you're in your sacred space, or when you're in your downtime, or when you're in the higher ground, to prepare yourself, rest, and get ready. Because once you go out in pursuit of whatever it is that you're going after, you're going to have to go out into the wide open. You're gonna have to break the pattern. So it's like whatever. Maybe maybe you've been kind of like hiding out right now in your life. Maybe there's something's been going on that you've had to take a break and a breather and to pull back from. But they're saying that you're gonna have to break the pattern. You're gonna have to come out. So they're speaking to people who have been in this position. Now it's time to come forward. Cheetah is saying it's time to make your move. Time to come out. Let's see what else. The cheetah, they have the spots. I'm trying to think of the spots. If you look at her, the cheetah is a very sacred animal with the ancient Egyptians. You can see her. They had them as pets. And the Egyptians noticed her markings as well. And if you look at the eyeliner that goes here, and it goes down, and it looks like it kind of trails down here, like a trail of tears. And what the deal is with the cheetah is she has many, many cubs in her little brood, but very, very few survive. Maybe only one or two survive because of the wildness and because of the conditions that she has to live in. So this talks about what they say, what it was is the trail is caused by tears because she suffered a loss, a great loss, and she's had to carry this loss. So they're talking to you about, has something like this happened in your life? Have you suffered a loss, or has something caused you to grieve deeply? Has it hurt you? Are you carrying it? You need to grieve. You need to mourn for it and then let it go. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward. The cheetah is the great survivalist. She doesn't have time to sit there and grieve over her loss. She loves her babies. She's grieved over them, but in order to survive, she's the ultimate survivor. She's got to keep moving. She's got to keep moving on. So they're talking about, in order to move forward, you got to continue despite your loss. And then the last thing about cheetah that I love, you're gonna laugh, is remember I told you last week I woke up and I was having just a horrible day, and I had spent the greater part of the morning beating myself up, telling myself all the things that were wrong with me, the fact that I was too intense and I was too fast and I was too outspoken, and you know, my energy was too strong, and hardly anybody could handle my energy, and blah blah blah. It went on. And then I told you I saw the hummingbird that was sitting, it came down over top of my cat. We were sitting outside because I was kind of licking my wounds. I was out there. I knew I had to go outside and recover. And I sat outside, and my cats were out there. I let them come out during the day, and I watched them to make sure they're safe. And my big cat, Liger, who is me, has been kind of holed up. And so he kind of ventured outside. And as he was standing there, a hummingbird came down and landed. It was like hovering, literally like this. And he didn't even know. And I looked at it and I thought, that's incredible. I mean, I was too caught up in the moment to even bother grabbing my camera. It was just so beautiful to see it. And I looked at the hummingbird and I thought, hummingbird accomplishes what might seem impossible to herself and others. She moves so fast. She is the fastest bird. She can go backwards, she can go forward, she can stand still in the same position. She's like a helicopter. The energy that she expends is insane. She can accomplish things that no other little bird can. She's this power-packed little bird, right? This tiny little bird with mass energy. She has maximum benefit to her energy because she's able to do all the things that she's able to do. So when they talk about hummingbird totem, this is somebody who's got she has messages to deliver, and she is the champion of the underdog, and she goes and she lifts people up, and she uses her energy in a positive way. And so I looked at her and I thought, oh, okay, you know, you don't sit there and look at a hummingbird and beat her up. You look at a hummingbird and you see all the fabulous qualities. So here was an opportunity for me to see, Spirit was trying to show me that, you know, yes, you're very intense. Yes, you're very, very quick. Yes, you speak fast. Yes, you move very quickly. Your energy is very, very powerful, and some people can't handle it. But you can take those exact same qualities and look at them like the hummingbird, and like my grandmother said, you're effervescent, Sherry. There's nothing wrong with you. You know, some people like apple juice, and some people like something with a little fizz, and that's you. You got some fizz. And the ones that can handle you are going to benefit from you. And the ones that can't, you know, I guess they're going to have to just go their way and you're going to have to go yours. But maximize your qualities and use them to benefit yourself and others. So that comes in hummingbird. But with cheetah, that's her major thing. When you think about everything about the cheetah is intense. Tense. Her activity is intense. Her agility is intense. Her speed is intense. Everything about her is intense. So when the cheetah shows up in your life, it's an epic time in your life. This is the time to make a move. This is it. No more sitting around. It might be, like I said, the physical. It might be that you have to move on an opportunity that presents itself to you. You might be actually moving somewhere soon. Maybe that's why they're telling you to get ready. Maybe an opportunity is going to come to you. And if you're kind of thinking that, you know, I've been getting a lot of messages about that myself. So maybe you need to get rid of what's no longer necessary for you, clean things up, just pretty much get things in order. So that is, what did I do? You know what, I'm walking all over the place. I left my cards, so I'm going to put you this way. I left my cards out here. What else do we see? I want that tennis ball. I should probably help those people because they're going to lose that, whatever's left of it. I just can't get over this. This is crazy. Oh my God. Okay, so the messages that we're going to work with, and I don't have them in order. So let me do this while I'm going to let you guys just kind of look here while I get these arranged, because like I said, I thought I was going out to the boat. I thought we were going to go for a cool spin around the lake until we realized that the canoe was taken away. So talk about adapting to changes, right? I was forced to adapt to change just now. Okay. The deck that we're going to be working with And you're going to see again how these messages will apply to the totem animals that came up. There's always going to be a connection to the totem animals that we had to speak about. All right, so this is the deck, Oracle of Shadows and Light by Lucy Cavendish. And I'm going to do this. The first message that we get is the Eclipse Mermaid, and it talks about a powerful energy shift. Let's see, can I do it this way? So basically what they're saying is this is an energy shift you're about to experience. And with an eclipse, you know, eclipse is going to come and basically it's going to rip through your life. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't stop an eclipse. It's like, you know, the ocean. You aren't going to stop the sun from coming up. Hold on, oops. I gotta get things in order here. I just dropped all of my cards again. Shoot. Okay, let's do it like this. I'm gonna set it up like that so that I can let you guys look at her. Okay, so basically, check her out. She's this beautiful mermaid, and she's watchful, and there's a powerful energy shift taking. She doesn't look real happy. She's got red seas, so it's pretty intense, right? The energy of this is intense. And what they're saying is you need to, you can't, like I said, prepare for it, but you have to be ready. So again, right, remember we said there's something coming that we just have to prepare ourselves. Just be ready for something coming. We don't know quite at this point what it might be. They're saying at time, expect amazing dreams, expect your clairvoyancy to be very, very intense. They're telling you to watch about gossip and addictions and internet, the people that you spend time with. Everything is significant about this. Everything is new. They're saying this is a good time to pay attention to your health regime. Whatever this is, they're saying that a deep emotional, energetic shift, which is like an eclipse, is about to take place in your life. This could be a time where scandals and truths are being told. This could be like I said, a time that you feel the need to change so much about yourself. You could be changing the way you eat. I became a vegetarian overnight. Boom, just overnight. You could be changing the way that you dress. You could be changing how you express yourself. You could be having a total eclipse in your life where you are changing the people that you hang out with. You may choose to go in a completely different direction of your life than you have been on before, because you're on your path. And if you're on your right path, your own soul's path, then what takes place is going to be good, and it's not going to be hard on you. Even if it's a little bit disruptive, because it's going to be something that's new and different, right? So change is always a little bit difficult for people. But if you've put your feet on your path, if you're doing what's in your highest good, then it's going to be easier. There's no, you know, it's not going to be like a surprise, and it's not going to be what's the word? It's not going to be like a lava flow, you know, taking over everything. And what they're saying about this eclipse time, when a time comes for this eclipse, it's going to be in your highest good. And basically, we have to all ask ourselves, how are we going to move through this eclipse? How are we going to handle this time? Are we going to fight it? Because there's no point in fighting it. It's going to happen. So they're telling you just to go along with this eclipse and be prepared as best that you can. It's a big change. There's a big change. It might be a change that your friends and family are, maybe they won't be excited about it. But they're saying it doesn't matter, because this is your life and this is your choice, and you need to move forward with this eclipse. Just prepare yourself. Okay. The next message, let me get organized here. Oh, I know this one. This one is interesting for me. This goes along with the change, the big change. This goes along with preparing for something that's coming. This goes along with being in touch with your emotions and your truth of what it is that you want in your life. Okay. This is Marie, Masquerade. Glamour, intrigue, drama. This beautiful girl. She's got her mask off. So she's a very beautiful person, and now remember, we're using these as, you know, it's a mermaid deck. So, well, at this point, it's not a mermaid deck, but they're all females, but it doesn't mean this doesn't apply to males. So remember, we're just using, I'm saying her because that's the picture that we're seeing, but this could be happening to a man. So this person is very beautiful. And she is welcomed in finer circles. There's not a problem with that, with expressing her unique beauty and what others see in her and want her to become a part of. But what they're telling you to pay attention to is the truthfulness, and as long as she remains true to herself, that's the most important thing. They're saying that they're talking about true friendships at this time. And they're talking about, there's two different aspects of this. It also could be that there is somebody that's very intriguing and beautiful, or a group, or an organization, or people, or some kind of a call to somebody's going to invite you to be a part of something, or like say there's a crowd that, you know, they're really beautiful on the outside. It's like it's a fast-moving crowd, and like high society, or I'd really love to be along. I'd like to, you know, be a part of that. And this, you know, you're able to adapt into that situation because you've got the look, you've got the qualities, you've got something that they want from you. And this is what you need to be careful of, because what could be happening is you could be actually being asked or invited to belong, to take part in something. It's very intriguing, or it's very desirable. And the temptation is very, very strong, because who's coming to you is very charming. They know how to work it. They, you know, they know how to present you with something that they know that is enticing. So you're flattered, right? Because this person that's coming to you is very beautiful, or handsome, or very well known, or very connected. Like I said, it could be a group of people. You know, a higher society type people, an organization that you are flattered to be asked to be a part of. But what they're saying is you need to be true, be very, very careful, because in truth, you run the risk of actually paying a very high price for a connection with this one, or this event, or this group of people. What's being asked of you, there's going to be a sacrifice asked of you. It could be that you're going to be asked to compromise your principles. It could be asked that you're going to be asked to let go of something that matters to you, that you value. Whatever it is, they're saying that there are consequences that are hidden from you. You can't see everything right now, so they're telling you to be very careful. And the offer is very tempting, but it may not be within your best interest to go along with this offer. Also, another message could be that there's a beautiful person. And I don't mean just beauty on the outside, you know, a person, a very beautiful soul. And there's gossip around this person, and intrigue. You wish to be this person or be like this person. But this person isn't, they don't need fans. They need a true friend. So like, as I said from the beginning, this is talking about truth and friendship. It comes up at a time when there's jealousy around you. It comes up at a time when people are envious of you, of your accomplishments, or of what you have, or something that a position that you hold, or how people view you, or the work that you have achieved. Perhaps you're more successful than they are, and they have an issue with that. So they're basically saying, if this is the case, if you're the one that this is happening to, they want you to focus on your work. Just do your work, focus on your thing, do your own deal, and kind of pull back. Don't feel obligated to be a part of, or follow, or imitate this other society, this other group of people, or this other whatever it is. Use your own unique style. Remember, that's what the cheetah asked. It said, you know, what is my uniqueness? How can I use my uniqueness to benefit myself and others? So they're telling you, focus on your own. And if you are a subject of gossip, and if people are speaking about you, there's nothing you can do to control it. All you can do is, you know, live in your integrity and rise above it. You're not going to lower yourself to that level. And at this time, they're saying that, as I said, this could be a time where people are trying to befriend somebody, or trying to draw them in, but they have ulterior motives. It has nothing to do with true friendship. So it speaks about an offer, or a desire to be with somebody, but it's not of a true nature. It's not coming from the heart. It's a selfish, motivated invitation. Basically, that's the word. And no matter, despite this person's beauty, I don't know where I put the card, but despite her beauty, outward beauty, and you know, appearance, and how she's able to fit in wherever she wants to go, or he could be a very handsome, or very talented, or somebody that possesses amazing gifts and qualities. And even though they have all of this that could make them slide easily into this group setting, or with these people, or the society, They're in need of true friends. They're not in need, they don't need this false friendship. They don't need this coming in their lives. So they're talking about look inside and check your motives, and also check to make sure that you're not doing this. You know, have you tried to network instead of befriend? Are you using people to get something that you need, or is what you are doing coming from a heart-centered place? It's all about, you know, don't keep false friends. You know, if somebody's just a hangers-on because they can get something from you, you don't need that around. Oh, that's pretty freaking cool. Okay, so clearly that cormorant was sitting right on the dock. Cormorant talks about diving deep into your emotional waters. So they want you to ask yourself clearly and honestly if what you're going after is the truth, or if this is something that's, like I said, a fair-weathered friend that's definitely not what you want, and you don't want to get involved in something that's going to cause issues to yourself. It's going to cause complications in your life. So that's her message. Oh, I soaked my book. How did I not see that? I'm sitting in a puddle of water. Okay. Sitting in a puddle of water. Pay attention to the emotions around you. Don't get wet. Don't get wet. Don't let emotions run the show. Don't let emotions run the show. Be realistic. Ask for guidance from Spirit to make sure that the direction you're going is the direction that's in your highest good, and that you're seeing things truthfully, and that whoever it is that is coming to you or asking you to join in is true and valid. Also, well, that goes back to the sea lion. You know, how everything's flooded here. It might be, maybe that's what you're having to do, why you're having to step back. Maybe that's why you're up on higher ground, because you've allowed your emotions to carry yourself away and things have gotten flooded. You might have been expressing yourself too much and flooded somebody else with your emotional waters, and things are flooded and you need to give it a little time to retreat. That's a message. Let things kind of go back down because everything's a little bit flooded right now. Because sometimes people get, like me, I am very, like I said, I'm intense. I speak what I feel, what comes to my heart, but maybe sometimes what I have to share with somebody, it might be somebody that's not capable of handling that much emotion. So they have maybe retreated to allow the waters to recede a little bit. So it says that to me. Okay, so the next message is 3 little witches. Magical space clearing time. And you see these 2 little beings. They're very solemn. And what they're doing is they're talking about clearing out your stale energy that's around you at the moment. It could be in your house, it could be in your attitude, your emotions, whatever it is. They're talking about going and cleaning out your energy and sweeping it away. It's interesting with a broom. That's one thing you can actually do energetically. Somebody asked me the other day, how do I do this? You know, I'm very overwhelmed. How can I handle this? What do I do for myself to get rid of this? And I said, you can literally take a broom, like they have this little broom, and go and sweep around your house and say, I'm sweeping out the negative energy. And it's a more of a solid affirmation. You know, when you do something physically, you're adding more essence to your intention. And my intention is to sweep out the old energy, stale energy. So they're asking you to do this, to sweep out any stale energy in your thoughts, in your in your physical house as well. It might be time to do like a house clearing, where things have built up. You're holding on to things that shouldn't be there anymore. They're also talking about physical things, like sometimes we have energetic ties to the past, to people, to events, and we have reminders of them in our home, and maybe we need to get rid of them. And once you go clean, so they're literally saying, clean your house, organize things, shift things around to get the energy moving, and once you do, you may find things that are actually in your physical presence that you no longer wish to hold on to, because these are things that are maybe tying you to past situations that you wish to move on from. It also, again, when you're doing magical space clearing time, it talks about movement, and again, it might be very much so that there is a move on your mind. It might be that you are moving. So again, they're talking about organizing things. Remember, we got before, maybe it's a time to get ready and prepare because there's an eclipse happening. There might be a move, actually physical move happening that or something that you're considering. So they're talking about weeding things out and getting things a little bit more simplified and getting prepared, right? We're supposed to be preparing for all of this. So whatever, if there's anything that's holding you back from making these changes or movements, they're telling you this is like a symbolic way that you can help move in this energy, and it can help it make it easier for you to deal with the changes when they come, or to move forward when the time is right. When she just says time's to move, time now. Now the rest is over. The seal has, you know, come off the bench. I'm sitting on this bench that's sitting on the water here. This is actually kind of like what the bench looked like that my friends had the sea lion was on. So it's time to come off the bench. It's time to go back in, you know, get in the water and gets moving again. The cheetah, it's time to make her move and go after her prey. Same thing with this. Get yourself prepared, because it's going to be time to move pretty quickly when this eclipse happens. And the last one, it's getting dark out here, isn't it? And you know what, I got to be honest, I got cheaters in my glasses. Oh, I could do that so you could kind of see me. But I have cheaters, like magnifying things, just like 125s, because my eyes have started to go. And I want to get LASIK. But if I take them off, I can't read, because I keep checking at my notes and I can't see it. So I gotta leave these stupid glasses on. So it'd be nice if the light would come up a little bit for me. Okay, so our last message. Oh, and I'm so destroyed, my deck. My cards have gotten wet, and that's not good. Remember I told you before how I feel guilty because I take my cards wherever I go, and sometimes they've got sand on them. Sometimes they've got, they're being slid across red rocks when I'm in Sedona. I'm climbing cliffs with them, and now I'm at the beach. I've had them before where I've been sitting at the beach and the waves have come and completely washed them, you know, soaked them. So now I'm sitting here, and I had them sitting in this little pool of water, this little puddle, and I had no idea that I got my card wet. Wow, it's my favorite deck. Oh, I think I bought two. One for my two got sent to my girlfriend. Maybe I'll have her send me one back. Yeah, that might be an idea. Maybe that's why it happened. Okay, so our last message is going to be coming from, oh man. You guys. Slow down, Sherry. Dog says. Dog barked right then. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put this stuff down so I can show you the next card. All right. The last card, and here comes, oh, beauty, beauty, beauty. Gosh, isn't that neat? Whoa. Who's there? There's so much movement around me. I love that. Okay, Fairy of the Highlands. It's time to be brave. Now this goes along with the eclipse. This goes along with the Marie Antoinette, where you're going to have to do something here. This talks about, she's sad. She's holding a sword in front of her. And it's basically, she's got to take up her